entire book. Has anybody seen my car keys? You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I didn't want to go there that badly. My palm's getting all sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. Well, Mom's porridge. Open. Holy crap, that's bright. Oh my goodness. Hey, look, it's a bear, wolf, foxes or something. There's a bird. I don't know what, is that a satyr? Thing's horribly creepy. Someone was dancing in the field. In fact, 5 someones. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in the moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all 4s. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. Except for, like, those 2, which are clearly could be wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment, then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly, the music had stopped. Oh, I don't like this at all. The dancing shadows froze in place and, I could swear, pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. I was hoping he'd run into the goddamn forest. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like a bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. Oh, they saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. It can, right? The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remembered the funeral. Grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest. Her facial hair, I'm kidding, her facial features sharp, like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of the chair that held my grandma's casket. Ew! Where was your grandma's funeral? That's horrible. Although the inside of her casket was made of meat. I imagine those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. 'Cause her head is full of ants. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying under the blanket and listening to the squeaks and howls, I repeated the same words. On the island of Borgia, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. There lay a lord. This is just like a saying. There's not really a spell. It's almost like more of a story. Anyway, there lay lard and ashen hair for the spawn of the devil's lair, to feast and will always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. That's not me. It's another Anton. I'm screwed. Evil leave this house must. What? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket, saw curtains waving around like a hangman, and then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone were scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at the wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intently, as if he were looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I hugged my knees and placed my chin between them and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. And then the doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. Oh, shit. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now you'll see. That a face up there? Kinda looks like a deer. The door was wide open. That's not really wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of the doorway. Oh dear. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Tony. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, do you like frosted flakes? They're great! Are you asleep? My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief, but instead I just pissed my bed. Olya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. My God, the worst part of my day, dealing with a crying child. Not even my parent. I'm not even its parent. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. I totally believe that. Oh, shit. That's closer now. That's a Ninja Turtle. No one's going to harm you. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me, but it was hard to do, since I was pale as a ghost and had just pissed my pants. But was I sure myself? No, because of the pants pissing. I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does Sleeping Beauty have a prince, and I have this scary bird? That question took me by surprise. All right, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chant. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tony, you coming? Yeah, just a moment. Fuck you, you sneaky bitch. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olya and her owl in the morning. Holy sh... Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here, because there is no one. Ma! Ma! Get the door! So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet. Under the table. In Grandma's casket. Behind the curtains where Olya always hides. Tony, come here! I felt like the kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them towards the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. Son, did you happen to go outside and murder a satyr, a bird, 2 foxes, and a deer? Maybe? Oh, look! There's a cross above there, so demons and vampires can't get in. They smelled like frost and worry. What does worry smell like? My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer, with a grim expression, nodded. A boy has gone missing yesterday. His name's Volva. Look at this, look at this, please. Something about a photo from the policeman. The policeman held out a photograph to me. No, but I know his cat. I was over at his house and stole it. Right after I hit him over the head and buried him in the backyard. Haven't seen him since. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school pictured with a wall carpet. Holy crap. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. Nah, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window? That's right. Your window looks straight at the forest, don't they? The window? Nah, I haven't seen anything. I see. You lying piece of shit. He sounded tired, but his eyes looked tired, but it might be just the grayscale. His stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt, which his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes away from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I hadn't noticed before for some reason. Still can't notice him up there. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit. It's just our little daughter misses the city a lot. Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything is all right, thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes. My head started spinning. I shouldn't have had that morning mimosa. Can I help somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end the unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He's a witty boy around your age, wears the same type of goggles. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wants to enroll in police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people, just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable. I don't care about his nephew, but he kept prattling on. As if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you should stay at home, steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Well then. What grade are you in, Tony boy? Did Mom give them my name? How does he know my name? 6th. Have you made any friends here so far? No. I don't know anyone here and I barely leave the house. Jesus. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break. Then I'll leave you my number just in case. Call me if you have any new info. The policemen were gone along with their shadows, the smell of cheap Coglin and I'm kidding. Cologne and the photo of the smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? Maybe relief. Maybe he was a shit little kid and they wanted to get rid of him. And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other, like they always do, and forget about me eventually? Mom, this is Volva. Did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it. Poor child. Poor, dumb, stupid, dumb, idiot child. I looked out the window at the road. The police UAs drove off towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remember all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I had read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam! Solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footsteps that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find the lost boy, and I'll get a reward. Olya will be so happy for me getting a reward and her getting nothing. Not only Olya, Mom and Dad too. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the second installment of Tiny Bunny. If you liked the video and the story, give it a thumbs up. Leave comments in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're only a few subscribers away from 100. Once I hit 100, there is a very special surprise in store for everybody. So, don't forget to subscribe. Friends and family, get them to subscribe. Log into their accounts and subscribe. Whatever you have to do to get more subscribers. Whatever I have to do. Whatever we have to do. Together. I'll check you guys in the next video, and remember, stay inside, share the love. Bye.